Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of the Big Al's.
No,
it is not the radio
you
show.
selfish bastard. This is not just your show.
This is not the radio show.
I'll keep that. We're going to keep that.
Oh, yes, we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to rock?
Yeah.
Are you ready to rock?
Yeah.
I'm going to get to some Cheap Trick after all. Anyway, this is episode 360 of the Ages of Rock podcast. And today it's just the three of us shooting the shit about nothing in general.
Potpourri.
Potpourri.
Rockpourri.
Rockpourri. There you go.
So I will just go ahead and start out real quick with Friday night. Cheap Trick was in Evansville and they played at the Victory Theater, which is a relatively small venue.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, like a 1,500 seat maybe?
It's around there, 15, 16.
Something like that. Yeah, the place was not full, but it was not empty either. I mean, it wasn't a sellout show, but there was a lot of people there. You know, I was
what row were you in that? Was you in H?
No, I was in K. I was in
orchestra
C.
Right.
Row K, seat number 114, like almost dead center.
You're actually, my Philharmonic tickets are about where they are. I'm in row H. So I was like, I know that view. Because that's where I see it all the time. So it's good.
I did send y'all a picture,
spot.
didn't I, of the stage?
Yeah. It's actually a good spot. You see really well. The sound's usually good.
It was not a good spot for Cheap Trick.
Oh, really?
The sound where me and Mike were sitting, it sounded distorted. It didn't sound mixed well at all. Now, having said that, they all still performed well. It's still Robin and Rick and Tom, and then Dex is on drums, and Robin Taylor Zander is the other guitar player.
Right.
I had some friends that were sitting down in like row 3, and they said it sounded fantastic down there. So I don't know. I don't know if there's something on the orchestra thing was blocking part of the sound coming up, but it just, where we were sitting, it didn't sound good at all.
I haven't been. Let me think. When we saw more of a rock show, we were sitting downstairs. Now I did see Weird Al, and I was sitting on the side in the orchestra area, and the sound was decent. That's kind of odd because usually the sound there is really good. I mean,
when you saw Weird Al, how would you know if the sound was bad?
It was a fun show. That was a really
Weird
fun
Al.
I'm sure it was, but
Weird Al is more talented than you give him credit for, Bill.
Oh no, I've watched the movie. I've watched the movie. I know the music, stuff like that. I
mean, it's you take it for what it is, but I mean, there's costume. I mean, it's a show. It is a real show, but it was a lot of fun anyway.
But all in all, it was a really good show. The show started at 7 p.m. They walked out and like click, let's go. And
no
opener.
I like
what happened here. Yep,
so
same show.
They were on at 7, and by 8:30 they were off the stage, encores and all.
Yep,
which was nice because us old people could be in bed by 10.
I talk about that Mammoth show, same deal. They came out, kicked our ass. We were home. Yeah. We drove home from Louisville and was home by 10. Before 10, I'm like, this is great.
Now, Bill, you saw Cheap Trick just a few days ago, didn't you?
No, it's been a couple of weeks, a couple of months ago.
Okay,
it's about a month ago.
It's still basically the same tour.
Yeah, same tour. Yeah, and
one thing that I noticed about the performance was both Robins were singing almost entirely everything together.
We didn't have the other Robin.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
No,
it was just the four of them.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I know Robin.
Yeah.
Taylor Zander has his own band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe they were off doing their own thing.
Yeah, and I've seen him with them before, but this time it was just the four of them.
Yeah.
Is his voice similar to his dad's?
they are so similar. I think that's why they sing together in
Oh.
unison.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
think the younger one sings a higher
Register.
I don't want to say octave, like a third or a fifth. You got first,
Enough.
thirds, fifths, yeah,
Right.
whatever it is. They sing everything almost everything together. I noticed there were a few times that
Right.
the senior Xander was singing on his own. But yeah, overall it was a good show. Rick Nielsen is Rick Nielsen.
He's
You know,
animated. He's great.
he got on the microphone and cracked a couple of jokes a couple of times, and then started talking to some guy in the audience. Then gave the guy the microphone and let the guy talk, and the guy talked for probably 2 or 3 minutes. When he got the microphone, Rick was like, "Lesson learned tonight: don't give the
Don't give.
microphone to someone in the audience."
So, Bill, did you see him in Brown County?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had seats probably 8th row up, dead center. I mean, they were really good.
I really wanted to
and
go
the
to
better
that
part was they
show.
were free. So
I wish I'd have known you were going, Alan, because I couldn't find anybody to go with, and then nobody like.
Well,
and
I'll
then,
be honest with you. I had no intentions of going.
okay, well then
I
that's because
3 or 4 people was like, "Hey, you want to go? Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "No, no, no." And then somebody was like, "Hey, man, let's go." All right.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
I
it's
wanted
my
to go,
friend Mike.
but
He's one of my concert buddies. The guy that I've gone to Rocklahoma with all those years, and
sure.
I knew he won't go anywhere by himself. So I knew if I didn't go, he wouldn't go see the show, and then he'd be
Yeah.
upset because he missed the show. So there you go, Michael.
I should have went, but they had some pretty good discount tickets there toward the end too. They were going pretty cheap. But cool. Bill,
yeah,
you've
the
been to
show
a ton of you've seen a
I've been
ton
to
of
a
shit.
ton of shows. But Cheap Trick, when we saw them over here in Nashville, Indiana, they I think it's about a third of the way through. Rick kept looking at the set list that was taped down. He picked it up and he goes, "Okay, the three of you guys okay with this?" And they all went, "Yeah," and he just threw it out in the crowd.
Well,
He's like, we're playing, and then they just started playing like between every song they'd have to holler out what they were doing because they were like they just decided to chuck it and start, and they were playing, whatever.
Well, though,
See
I
that?
mean, those guys are notorious for not
Yeah.
playing the same stuff.
No,
That's
But one
awesome.
thing that I did notice, speaking of the set list, is he didn't have his set list on the floor in front of him. It was taped to the drum riser. So I guess he didn't have to bend that far enough to see it.
No, those guys
Yeah,
are always. I
yeah.
mean, they have standards that they usually play. I know that they always do. What's the one that Peterson sings? The only song he ever sings.
Yeah, they did that
Anyway,
song.
they always do that song.
He
Yeah,
does the little bass solo before it.
right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I mean, they're very well known. I mean, they got a repertoire of music that just the catalog is just huge, and they're not scared to play stuff, and they don't have
We'll
anything.
play a deep cut, like all of a sudden you'll be
Oh,
going, "Wow, I haven't heard that in
right. I have not yet seen him
350 years."
many times as I've seen him play. I've never seen him play Auf Wiedersehen, and that's one of my favorite songs, and I've never seen him play
I
that.
don't know.
They played it.
Oh,
They
did they
played it in
play?
Evansville. Yeah.
God damn it!
Do you want me to tell you the set list?
Sure, I want to hear it. Let's do it.
Hello there. Just got back. Hot love. Stiff competition. In the street, which is that theme song from that 70s show.
All right.
Big eyes. Ain't that a shame? She's tight. The house is rocking with domestic problems. Light up the fire. Heaven tonight. Downed, which was Robin Taylor Xander's song.
All right.
Where are we at here? I Know What I Want, which is the Tom Peterson song.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The Flame, I Want You to Want Me, Dream Police, and for the encore, Surrender, Auf Wiedersehen, and Good Night.
God damn, that's a good set list. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm mad now. I should have went.
Yeah, I'd have to
Should've
look
been by
back. I don't know
myself.
what it was for me. I'd have to look back at the thing, but
Yeah, Auf Wiedersehen is
Setlist.fm
always
is your friend.
yeah. I just don't remember. I just didn't
yeah,
think to look at it.
that sucks. I really liked it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I
So
like
the
that
only
song.
disappointing thing for me about that show, I mean, anybody knows I'm not a huge Cheap Trick fan, but they always put on a good show.
Right.
And the only disappointing thing was just the quality of the sound where we were sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
was just
sucks.
probably, like I said, it's probably just where you were sitting, Huh. It's interesting.
But I've been to many a shows at the Victory in that spot, and it was never that bad.
Yeah, I don't. It must have been just the way they had it set up. Maybe
I don't
just
know.
some kind of weird thing. Because hell, we saw that's when we saw Daryl Hall down there at time with the whatchamadoodle, and all the sound was. But we there again. We were on the floor, so
I've
I
never
don't know.
seen Watchamadoodle.
Would that be
Oh,
would that be
no,
John
damn it.
Oates?
No,
No,
it wasn't.
No, I know it wasn't.
no,
I'm just
it is my understanding.
Todd Rundgren.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Rundgren. Yeah,
Rundgren.
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 Run.
Well, I can tell you the last time I saw Hall and Oates up here at Ruoff, it was not pretty. You could tell there were a couple people up there that didn't really care for each other a whole lot, and
Let me guess. Can I name one of
it's
them?
blindingly obvious.
Well,
Yeah.
have you watched or listened to Baco's interview with Daryl Hall?
No.
Yeah, he pretty well made it abundantly clear me and Oates aren't getting along right now. So
Well, they haven't been getting along for a while, so
Yeah, probably have
yeah,
for a while, so.
that's nothing new.
Cool.
yeah. Well, you know, when you have an act that's that successful, there's always going to be some kind of tension because one person gets more attention than the other.
Cool.
I don't know.
Bill, how many shows have you been at lately?
Oh, lately, let's see.
Can you put it in like under 10, over 10?
There's a little picture of it. Oh,
No, you had it up
no.
and it lost it. You lost it again.
If
And
I
them
lost that,
old people and their iPhones.
I will be
you know
using
what
bad
happened.
words. A lot of them. Yeah, there's a few things.
Wow.
So I'll tell you what I've been to
you've abused that pass.
no, I have
Not
used
used
that
it.
pass. So I've seen the first show I went to was Foreigner and Loverboy.
I was there.
I ran into a buddy there.
Thumbs up.
Yep, I ran into a buddy, and we ran into Bridget. Ran into Bridget there.
Bridget the Midget.
Then yeah. And then I went to let's see. Then I went to Bret Michaels, did the Bret Michaels for Night Ranger, Mark McGrath, Starship, and Steve Agarella, or whatever his name is. That was a triple bill. It was kind of a party thing, what they did. It was kind of cool. So
Mickey Thompson isn't part of that Starship, right?
No. Starship played first. The only original member was, I don't know, was a keyboard player or something like that.
Yeah, there's somebody.
But he
I've
sings back
seen
up.
them. They sound good though.
But the woman that was singing with them did really good. And I never thought in my lifetime I would ever hear White Rabbit in concert, and she did White Rabbit. As soon as it started, I was like, "Oh my God, it's White Rabbit!" I mean, it's like it was just
I
weird.
didn't know they did that.
I never in a million years would have expected that. And then Night Ranger came out, and Mark McGrath did a song, and then Mark McGrath kind of hang out. And so it was when Brett came on, it was pretty much just a free for all. He'd do a couple songs, and then Mark McGrath did a song, and then
Steve
Agarelli came on and did a song, and they kind of did that back and forth. They all played a song together at the end, and so the premise of it was Bret Michaels just wanted to go out and do some shows and
like a party,
and it definitely was more of a party. Q95 supported it. They were the one. It was a Q95 was their 40th birthday party. How it was presented, and so they had bought a bunch of tickets. But when we first got there, there was nobody there. I mean, it was like weird, like really weird. But and as the night went on, it was really good. The only thing that I would say is Mark McGrath was a complete waste of time. So that was everybody else I thought was pretty good. Then we went to see Jason Bonham. Actually, it was it?
That came to Evansville also.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't. He wasn't headlining. Whoever was headlining is who we went to see him open, and then we left.
Okay, I got you.
Just because I like Jason, so we went to that. I'm trying to figure out who it was. Government Mule. That's who it was. There's some kind of
They're a jam band along the lines of Allman Brothers and
something like that. And you could tell. You could tell
well,
there was
now to
a
be
lot
fair,
of stuff in the air.
To be fair, Warren Haynes is also a member of the Allman Brothers band.
Right. I had two people actually asked me to want to go to that thing. And I said, "Won't you two go? I'll stay home."
Yeah.
They just no interest. So
yeah. Then I went to see Matchbox 20 with Matthew Nathanson. That was really good. That was really,
good.
really, really good. I was very impressed. They did a great job. Went to see Zach Brown. Left after about an hour into the set. It was weird. I don't know if I told you guys this or not. I don't think we talked about it, but he played for 50 minutes and then took a break, like a 10-minute break. Like said, we got merch, stuff like that. We're going to be taking about a 10-minute break. And I'm like, dude, he just got up there.
Maybe he had to poop.
Well, and I looked this like that's how it's working on the tour. But the thing that shocked me was he did 8 songs before he took the break. And in the first 8 songs he did, 2 of them were covers.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah. Well, by the end of the show, I looked it up the next morning, 25% of the set was covers.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So I left after he came back. He went and did the 10-minute break, came back, did Homegrown, and then he did Layla after that. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. It's 9:30 on a Sunday night. I've been to a show the night before. I don't give a shit about this stuff.
Right.
I mean, I wanted to see him again because I do like his music, but I was not impressed with that part at all.
It's interesting.
So he will not get any more of my money or my butt in a seat or whatever. And then we went to see Cody Jinks and Eric Church, which was pretty good, like that. Actually, Cody Jinks was really good. And then went to see Nickelback and Brantley Gilbert, which I thought was an odd mix of people together. It came off really, really well. Cool. And I was like Nickelback as much as I did the first time I saw them. So for all you Nickelback fans or haters, suck it. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, they got great songs.
Yeah, it was really good. They did a good job. Then we went to see Leonard Skinner and CZ Top, which was pretty good. And then
who opened that, or was it a double bill?
No. It was ZZ Top. I mean, ZZ Top opened, Leonard Skinner. Yeah, definitely the Leonard Skinner show.
Okay.
And it's none of they have no original members left either, but they have people that have been playing in that band for up 10 years, right? So it was still all right. It was fine. I can say I got to see him. And then we went to see Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin, which was awesome. It's a great show. Right. I said Matchbox 20, didn't I? Matchbox 20. That was really, really good. Really loved that show.
I saw Matchbox 20 up there maybe in 2017 or 2018. They were on tour with the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, that'd been a good show.
That was a really good show.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think I might have. No, I didn't see. I saw Goo Goo Dolls open up for Train. So
yeah. So. All right. Then we went to see Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin. I think I said that. I'd never seen this before. They had like 4 rows of flames, and it was part of the light set, and it moved. And it was really wicked cool.
That is cool.
But they were really good. And then Friday night went to see Blackstone Cherry, our buddies from down in the Kentucky area.
Yep.
And last night was last night was Jason Aldean and Mitchell Tenpenny and Corey somebody that I don't know.
Right.
And then tomorrow night is 3 Days Grace and Chevelle.
Seen that show.
And then
I saw them, and it was Daltrey was the main person.
Was it Corey Kent?
Corey Kent, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, I knew a country guy'd know that.
It's like I'm in a country band or something.
It's like you're in a country band.
We do one of the Corey Kent songs. That's the only reason I know who it is.
Yeah. So then the last show at that show tomorrow night with 3 Days Grace and Chevelle is at TCU Amphitheater downtown. Right. But the last show of the season up at Ruoff is Jelly Roll. So,
you gonna go see that?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, we're gonna go to see that.
I don't know none of his music, but I find him kind of interesting.
Oh, he is very interesting. That dude's got all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Yeah, he's just like a hot mess.
But then I also have tickets to see.
That's a good way to describe it.
What?
But he's a hot mess. He's just a hot mess,
That whole thing's a hot mess, man.
Did you watch that?
He's interesting.
Did you watch that special about him on was it Hulu, Bill?
Yeah, something like that. I haven't watched it yet. I keep getting distracted, so yeah.
I
but I
haven't
haven't watched
watched
it yet.
that, but I watched a thing on YouTube about him and his wife. Just kind of talking about stuff, and it was just like an interview. It was like one of those. It wasn't Dan Rather, but it was just some kind of interview.
Oh, he'll tell
thing.
you. I mean, I've seen
But
him on many things. He just
I
talks
like the
about it.
guy.
He's not,
I like the guy. I'm not. I don't think I'm not into his music, but I like him. I think he's an interesting folk.
he's an interesting character. That is for sure.
I'm pretty sure that Jelly Roll special was on Hulu.
I'll have to check that
Yeah,
out.
it's on Hulu. I've seen it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
Hulu. I'll have to check that out.
And then I got tickets yet for to see our buddy Ryan Cook and Jeremy to see those two. And then they're playing with some guy. I don't know his name. And then
some astronaut.
Some guy. Some guy from outer space.
And then Zendale.
Yeah, I got tickets for we have tickets for Pink still. We're gonna go see Pink.
Watch her little aerial act and her circus act.
We were gonna go see that show, but
I'm going to see.
By the time Laura went to get tickets, they were gone.
Yep,
you got to
check Kiss tickets yet. I got Pink tickets yet. I got.
You're going to see Kiss at Gamebridge, right?
Correct.
Yeah, me and Ian will look for you.
Yep.
I'm taking my boy.
Cool.
Yep. And actually, I think kids will be back too from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. So
I doubt Ian will be so lucky the second time as he was the first time I took him when he was 6. I took him to 7. No, he was 7. I took him to see Kiss down in Nashville at Starwood Amphitheater, and they showed a girl showing her boobs on the TV. So
I can tell you,
he was quite enamored with those.
Yeah, I'm sure. Alex might have. There's a potential for Alex to have a better experience at this Kiss concert than he did at his very first one. Because Alex is planning to work this show.
There you go.
That's
so being part of the security team, I think he'll probably have some access that.
There you go.
That'd be nice.
Might be, yeah. Nice. So we'll have to see. I'll have to ask him at the end if it was worth, if he got a better experience that time or when he and I went to Chicago and he got to meet Gene.
Oh,
he ought to actually, if he does get to go back, or he should mention that.
Oh, he's got the picture. I talked to Gene about it whenever we met him in Fort Wayne. And
the thing is,
he signed our picture. Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying he should take that with him and say, "Hey,
he's got it."
So that'd be good.
It's on his phone. He's got it.
Yeah,
and I got him an autographed one too.
Yeah, cool. I think that Kiss is actually the last concert ticket that I've got for the year.
It is it's about the only thing I've seen this year. But I got it. Which I still
you haven't done. You haven't been to anything this year. But you went to Europe and did all kinds of crazy shit.
I did all kinds of shit. Yeah, I've been doing other things and
you spent your money on that.
I saw something earlier in the year, but I don't remember what it was. It's so long.
It was that good.
That's why I have to keep. That's why
the Philharmonic stars.
So. I'm old now. I have to keep a list though.
I would have to.
It is kind of cool though to watch. So of the shows at Ruoff from the ticket I bought, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will have seen 11, 12 shows.
And that ticket cost you what?
$300.
Boy, that's a well spent
bargain.
I'm confident I got my money back.
Speaking of that lawn pass, I have one complaint with Ruoff because I was one of the guys that bought the 2020 lawn pass when they.
Did they make good for you on that, or did they just refund your money?
They sent everybody their money back. They just refunded everybody their money.
Gotcha.
My beef with them is, why did they not give us first dibs?
Right.
When they started selling them lawn passes again.
Should have, but.
Well, there's a fan page on there, and people were really honked off because Pearl Jam canceled, like last minute, like during the afternoon of the show.
Right.
And there were people on that thing that were all wound up. Like,
well, I'm going to tell you what, the next time you get sick, you better not call in work, you sons of bitches.
Well, they were wound up. They're like,
well, the thing is, Rudolph has nothing to do with that.
No, but but their complaint is, I have a lawn pass that I wanted to use for that show, and now I can't use it because it's not any good because it won't be good next year. So
tough shit.
Let me call you a ambulance.
Yeah, they were wound up.
They
knew that earlier. They just didn't tell anyone. Oh, they didn't shut up.
Bullshit.
I hate that crap.
Yeah, you motherfuckers.
I hate it.
Right.
Anyway, So yeah, it's been a pretty good year. I've had
All
a
right.
pretty good year so far.
So what? You got any new albums?
I do.
Let's see them because I've got to.
I don't know if
I've got
you
another
probably
one.
can't see this because of the
Yeah, you
thing,
can.
but this is the
that's
George
cool.
Lynch, Jeff Pilson. This is the
Right.
Heavy Hitters 2.
Sure.
I'll tell you what's on it here real quick in case you haven't heard it yet.
I've actually listened to it on Spotify.
Oh, you did?
It's good. Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so it's got Sledgehammer, Carry On, The Stroke, Radioactive, Smokestack, Lightning, Hold On.
Right.
It says Hold On, I'm Coming. Whatever. In case you need to know. And then Stay With Me, which is really good. Shout, Jumpin' Jack Flash. Thank You, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Cool.
So it's good. It's a good record.
Yep.
I also got when I went to see Blackberry Smoke this summer, I had picked up a Blackberry Smoke record because their records, if you get them at the show, are $25. Not when you get them in the store and they've jacked them all up. So it's like, well, let's make a deal.
You actually get something cheaper at the concert than you do at the store?
Yes, it was actually cheaper.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Actually cheaper there.
Well, good for them.
And then when I was in Florida, I picked up a 12-inch.
A 12-inch.
It is a 12-inch of Kiss, Tears Are Falling.
Cool.
Oh, that's spectacular.
Well, I thought that was kind of cool. I was like,
Yeah.
I was thumbing through. It's this place I like to go to, and
that's the only thing you found there in Florida.
Oh no, I found no. Well, actually, that was I've had a couple other ones in my grasps there, but then I like, man, right. I couldn't figure out how I was going to get it home, to be honest, because I didn't take I just carried on a bag, so I didn't have a.
Gotcha.
But then I just carried it on. Everybody's like, "What do you got there?" And they'd see I carried it. You know, do you think I carried it with the Kiss logo on the outside? Yes, because the back doesn't have that.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody's like, "Yeah, that's cool." I'm like, there you go.
That's all you got then?
Yeah, because I've not been buying much, man. There's not been really much to buy. I've been spending my money at a show, and
there you go. Yeah. But you did get this one. Did you not get it in the mail?
Yeah, I could not remember if we talked about that or not, so I didn't.
We hadn't talked about it yet. I
got a CD too. I'll tell you about that.
So anyway, the Rock City Machine Company, we know those guys. They're great guys.
I hear they're going to tour a little bit for that.
I know they've been practicing. They had a thing the other day. They were at SIR Studios, tour or doing some practicing.
Yep.
I had showed you the Pump 5 sent me their the one
test pressing.
And I went ahead and what a great looking cover. Isn't that awesome? So I went ahead and bought whenever it came out. I went ahead and bought it because you know what? I'm support people that I love to hear.
Does it sound different than the test pressing?
I haven't listened to either. It's still sealed.
Steven's getting mad.
I'm
texting him.
Every record that I have right now is still sealed. I haven't.
And as soon as I got that the Rock City Machine Company record, that baby came open and on the table.
I'll talk about that surgery here in a minute. I'm getting surgery here soon, and I'm gonna have some downtime. So I'm gonna be listening to some albums. And then I did finally pick up Mammoth 2. This is the exclusive canary yellow color. I haven't, of course, it's sealed. I have not opened it yet. I did pick that up. And I do have another album. Hold on a second. I'm getting ready. I have another album that I just ordered today, which is Marvelous Three's number 4. They did the pre-order on it. I showed it. You weren't here that day, but they did put the Hey album. They did release it on vinyl. I showed this the last time when me and Alan did our little show about nothing. So they did that, and they're actually going to put out the third album, I believe, that was never on vinyl. They're going to release it, but they're going to put out another album, a brand new album, because they're doing, like I was talking to Alan the other day, they're doing 3 shows in Atlanta and 2 shows in Chicago. That's all they're doing. And they've already released 1 song off the new album, and it sounds just like old Marvelous 3. I love those guys. If you don't know who Marvelous 3 is, it's Butch Walker, who was originally right. But Butch Walker was originally in a band called South Gang, and South Gang was a band in the late 80s, early 90s, kind of got their kind of come in that hair metal or kind of the big hair kind of at the very end of the shit. They had one on their first album. They had one. It was called Tainted Angel, and they had a song called Tainted Angel that was on MTV. It was on during Hairbanger's Ball. That song was actually produced by Desmond Child. That album was Desmond Child had some
waiting on that book to arrive.
Yeah, so there you go. And then of course Butch Walker. Then that band broke up. They went to Marvelous 3, had a minor hit with Freak of the Week. Then he went out and basically he said, you know what, I'm touring and toured. I've not made any money. So he went into songwriting and producing. And of course, wrote all kinds of shit for Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Bowling for Soup, Avril Lavigne, did all kinds of shit. So that's where he made his money. And then he started putting out solo albums. But anyway, getting back to this. So they are this, if you buy the album, which I wanted to get, I was telling Alan about this before. I wanted to go to that show so bad. Well, of course it's midweek or late in the week. I can't get days off for it. So I just got a thing today, or 2 days ago, and it was on Butch Walker's Facebook page, and it says a reminder, they're going to be doing these shows, and then if you purchase the album, or you don't have to just purchase the album, but you can also go to the website, you can get a live stream of the concerts in Atlanta.
Cool.
For an extra $5. And actually,
$5, wow.
I got 2 nights for $10. So I get to see 2 different shows.
Yes.
And
what a deal.
You can watch them for up to 7 days after the show. They're going to be ready to go. And he says here that the live stream will put you there. They spared no expense on stage sounds and lights. Production of these shows, the live stream will be multi-camera, HD, and video, so you feel like you're there.
Are they going to also try to sell you a DVD that will come later?
No, because it will not show
or
up.
A DVD and a T-shirt package.
Now that's only if they do the show in Dubai.
Well, no, you can get the T-shirt,
right.
and you can get that album, the new album. Which, you know what, this album was, it took a little ways to get, and I've told you that story because Alan and I talked about it on that show. If you don't want to know the story, listen to that episode. Anyway, it took a little travel to get here, but they do better than Kiss Online.
That's because you don't have a normal address is your problem.
No, it's just I live in Newburgh. Anyway, so here's my thing. Come on, Gene, you want to make some more money on this last show? Why don't we get a live stream from that? Don't give us no DVD. Don't give us any kind of bullshit. I don't need a T-shirt. Let me pay $25, $30 to watch that last show, a live stream. You're already filming it. You're already putting you got multi-cameras, putting it up on screen. All you got to do is have one extra camera or two to do a wide shot and a stage shot. And
who says they're not?
Have you heard anything yet?
No.
Well, you know what?
It's all about the buildup.
Well, they need to, because I'd be signing up. Let me have that. So, good God, I mean, if there's a chance to make a dime, Gene's going to do it. So I'm not really worried about it.
Well, you can't just say Gene. I mean, there's two leaders in that band that both enjoy the
and I'm sure
currency
that
known
Tommy
as
and Eric want to get a few scraps of whatever's going to be left over.
They get whatever they've agreed to from that.
They'll get whatever they've agreed to.
But anyway,
their name's on the contract.
I don't care if Ace or Peter's there. I just wanted to see. I want to see it. So give me a live stream. I'll pay for it. I'll pay $25, $30. So there you go.
So are you done with your records?
You think it'll happen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I do have one more CD. But you want me to do this before you go, Alan?
Yeah.
If Alan's got records, well, go ahead. But
I don't have records. I have CDs.
Okay.
So our buddy Brian Durbin put out his own record from Hairbanger's Ball.
Right.
It's called what's it called?
Only Jams.
Only Jams. When I read it at first, I thought it said Only Fans, and I was going to message him and go, "Dude, you sent me the wrong CD.
I don't want to see you naked.
Right, I don't want to see any only fans things." But Pretty cool. It's definitely got an 80s rock feel. It's got a huge. It's kind of cool because he wrote a little personal note on there, which I thought was really neat, and I messaged him about it. But the booklet is got all the lyrics.
What Bill hasn't told y'all is the personal note is please stop contacting me.
No, it was thanks, Bill. I really appreciate all of the support. Keep rocking, brother. Brian Durbin.
Actually,
seriously,
did you know
that is awesome?
Yeah,
the sheriff
really
actually
cool.
delivered that along with a restraining order.
Restraining order. Been served.
Yeah.
No, enjoy the music cool. And leave me the fuck alone.
Actually, I listened to it. The first time I listened to it, I was distracted. I was kind of like, eh. But the second time I listened to it, I like it. It's pretty good.
Didn't he put out a video for one of his songs too?
He did. Yeah, there's a video, I think, for one or two of them, actually. Yeah. But the funny thing is, he does this thing on here. He gets through the first 9 songs, and he does this thing called an intermission. And he comes on and goes, hey, guys, this is Brian Durbin. This CD's not over yet, but you know what? You always buy you buy an album or a CD, and they always you read through the list, you find all this, and all of a sudden you see all these bonus tracks, and they're just crap that people put on on a thing. He goes, I'm just here to tell you, this is the intermission. There's 2 more tracks to come. And he does this.
That's funny.
He does this kind of funny thing talking
That's
about.
Clever. That's clever. Though. I like that.
He added a couple bonus tracks later and wanted everybody to know why, so it was kind of funny. But yeah, it's good. Not bad.
That's funny. Well, good.
Typical 80s rock songs.
Well, good. Cool. You can't get enough of that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Alan, what do you got?
Okay. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago we had
I can't remember yesterday.
We had John Jeffrey on the show from the Buffalo Rock City Kiss tribute band.
Yes.
And they did that CD. Well, they've got they've done another project, and they have another project in the works, from what I understand, but it's going to be Buffalo Rock City 2. But in the meantime, I've got this CD here. It is Buffalo Rock City Alive. Excuse me, Alive, which is a live tribute to Kiss. It's music is art and more. It's some kind of fundraiser they were doing. And I actually just got these in the mail today on my way home from work, so I didn't get a chance to get any of the super duper good information. But there are 10 songs on here. Psycho Circus by Kiss This, I've Had Enough by Buffalo Rock City, Freak, Buffalo Rock City, War Machine, Kiss This, Back on the Streets, Buffalo Rock City, Hard Luck Woman, Buffalo Rock City, featuring Robbie Takac, Takac. I believe that's the guy from Goo Goo Dolls, bass player, maybe.
No, maybe.
Sure.
I think
sounds good.
I'll go with that.
And like I said, I didn't get a chance to look this up before we started recording.
Right.
Shock Me by Kiss This, Lick It Up, Kiss This with Debbie Knight, and I'm not sure who that is. Beth by Kiss This, Instrumentation by Jim Heaton, Heaton, and the last song is New York Groove by Kiss This.
Some cool songs.
And
it's kind of a mixture of different. There's not like a bunch of the same shit we keep hearing.
Right.
They must have just sent something out, because I got a notification from them about some new product. So I wonder if that's it.
It could be. And also, I got this.
Oh, I just saw that on Facebook tonight. How did I see that?
But this is a project that John Jeffrey was also involved in.
Oh, cool.
Jean Bouvier.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I pronounce that right.
Yeah.
Is a co-writer. He co-wrote Who Wants to Be Lonely?
Right.
All Night, both of those are for the Asylum album. And he also co-wrote, I think, Thrills in the Night from the Asylum album. Because him and Paul were friends for a long time.
Didn't we see him in Indianapolis when Alan went up there? It was just when you and I went up there that one last Kiss convention.
Yeah, he was at that convention, and I'm mad at myself for not going now, because I've always wanted to meet this guy. He
was really nice, and he
very nice guy,
because he was in the Plasmatics. He's been in
Gary
U.S. Bond.
Yeah.
He's written and produced for the Ramones.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, he's a very, very, very talented guy.
Yeah.
But this CD has Jean's recording of Who Wants to Be Lonely, tracks from the original Buffalo Rock City, I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, featuring Jody Valletta on lead vocals, While the City Sleeps, featuring, I'm stuttering like some crazy.
You are having trouble.
Yeah. I'm trying to read too fast. While the
Slow
City
down.
Sleeps, featuring Mitch Weissman on lead vocals, and It's My Life, featuring Jane Evil on lead vocals. I don't know if it's Evil or Evile. It's spelled Evile. Yeah. But
Alan will never be one of those guys at the end of a car thing going, he'd be like, what did he just
Actually, that's exactly what he sounded like. One of the car guys. Like,
but yeah, the cover art
Cool.
was actually done by a lady by the name of Melanie Watts.
looks
That
like
is
a
so
Paul
cool.
Stanley thing.
And
I
obviously
just- Kiss
it's a play on the Kiss Asylum album
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah, nice.
I
And then,
just saw that. Oops, shit. I just saw that
That's
5
what the
seconds
back
ago.
of it looks like.
Yeah.
So
Somebody on my Facebook feed just posted that today.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was waiting, I just got home and I sit down for a second, had some water, and I was like looking through my Facebook feed, and I'm like going, oh, that's kind of cool.
mm-hmm.
You bring it up. How cool is that?
Yeah. And that's all I have for CDs.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
Oh, poor guy. But then I see today that their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is moving away from they said he hasn't had nothing to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame since 2019, but he's been kicked off the board. What's his name?
Jan Winter.
Yeah.
Jan
Wiener.
the Wiener.
Jan the Wiener. He's fucking gone. Piece of shit. Was he the one that said? Was he the one that? No, he's the guy that said Kiss would never be in as long as he was involved in it.
Well, it didn't matter because it was so.
Fucking Wiener.
But whatever.
It's a shit show. Anyway.
I could give a crap if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ever exists.
It's a shit.
Burns
show.
down tomorrow.
It's a shit show. Anyway,
don't care.
I like this.
We were supposed to talk about. Are we going to get to the singles?
Yes.
Okay.
What? Cool. Get to the one.
The singles.
Rolling Stones released a single
yeah.
last week or the week before called Angry. And Guns N' Roses a few weeks ago released a single called Perhaps.
You know what? Perhaps I'm angry because I haven't heard either one of them.
Well,
perhaps I'm angry that Guns N' Roses put out another single.
Well,
is it any good?
And this is something that I know you're joking about that. I know you're not a Guns N' Roses fan, but you're not going to criticize them for putting that out because you don't listen to them in the first place.
Right.
I did listen to it.
What you don't typically listen to Guns N' Roses. We all know on this show you're not a Guns N' Roses fan.
I'm not a fan.
What I'm getting at is it kind of irks me that the minute Guns N' Roses puts out a new song, the hardcore Guns N' Roses fans, this is shit,
Right.
You didn't even listen to the song all the way through. You just heard a little bit of it and turned it off. Fuck you. And that's the same with the Rolling Stones song. I listened to both of those songs. There's nothing wrong with those songs. Am I going to listen? Am I going to listen to them all the time? No.
My only thing about the Guns N' Roses song was I expected something heavier.
Well,
I thought it was very light.
If you have followed the trajectory of Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction is their heaviest album.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you get to the Lies album, the very next album, half of it is acoustic, the other half of it is supposedly live.
And then the other one.
And then once you hit the Use Your Illusion albums,
1 and
that's
2,
when you
they're
start
both
you
bunch
start
of shit.
getting a mix of the hard rock stuff and the orchestral stuff. And then once you move up to Chinese Democracy, it's almost entirely, more orchestral, or
right.
I guess you could call it progressive rock to a certain extent,
Right.
But Perhaps is following basically the same formula. That's the road that Axl has gone down.
Right.
Yeah.
So
for me, Guns N' Roses is just Axl's voice. I just can't. I love the music.
I get that.
Like the music. I do, and his behavior just annoys the shit out of me.
Now, Guns N' Roses did release another song either late last year or earlier this year that I think was a little bit heavier.
But I thought the Stones song was pretty good.
The Stones song. I mean, I haven't heard. I haven't heard. I was meaning to do that today. Listen to both those songs. I have not, so I cannot judge.
You got to give old Mick Jagger some. Jagger still got the swagger, and he's like
he
80,
did all right.
Like
I did
820 or
800.
820 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. There is one more thing I wanted to bring up, and
1 million.
and the caveat is yesterday I watched
Yesterday. Oh,
I
sorry.
watched a video of Aerosmith before they canceled out there for the next 30 days. It was No More, No More, that song, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they were doing it was a live. Man, they were on all cylinders. I mean, Tyler sounded great. I mean, Perry was playing good, the band was playing good, the backups were great, but you know, he just can't go that long. He's just, I mean, like I said, whatever he did, he strained his voice, I guess, and ripped his vocal cords or whatever the shit is. So
Yeah, they were
you know,
bleeding apparently.
so they're here we're only into about 10 shows into this final tour, and they're already now going to be 30 days. He can't sing.
Indianapolis will be, I think, the third show
After he gets back,
if he comes back on time.
if he comes back. I don't see this thing going to happen. I just don't think this is going to last. I think it's going to be the point where it's going to be.
He's gonna be calling Paul. Hey, how do you do that?
It's called a tape.
Paul's going to go, well, I started doing that a couple of
You remember
years
that?
ago.
You remember
so
the
it's
last
just
tour
progressed, so nobody really notices.
You remember the last tour you did, and you made a recording of that tour? You do that one again, and then you just.
Well, the problem with it is too, but what shocked me about the Aerosmith thing is I think they're doing 18 songs or something like that. I think is what it is. It's in that ballpark or whatever.
Right.
They're doing one that hasn't been done in 40 years or something like that. There's one song or two songs, something like that. Yeah, and then there's another song that's pretty obscure, but the other songs, they're just a hodgepodge. It isn't like
It's not the same old song and dance. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're not doing the run of hits, which I would think that would be what they'd want to do, but that's not what they're doing, which is okay. I mean, it's whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let me.
They're shaking it up.
Let me
our favorite
here.
band didn't do it though.
Right. Let me interject here real quick.
Okay.
That Guns N' Roses song was called "Hard School," and it was released in 2022.
Okay.
Oh, last year.
Yeah. I told you it was either late last year or early this year.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. I think I remember hearing that too.
I would love to see Kiss shake it up a little bit. I mean, it's just bullshit. I mean, I'm glad to see these bands do that. Cheap Trick and Arrow. Play some deep cuts. Do that shit.
Yeah.
I'll just be depressed when they don't do anything like that at the last show. The last two shows in New York need to be different.
It's not going to be different because
I know. I'm just saying that
unless it's a Gene song, they could do that.
But it needs to be different.
But with a Paul song, no, you ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
So
we'll be all right. I'm going to see him in November 25th.
Yeah, I am too. I'll be right there.
It's Thanksgiving weekend, fellas.
Alan, you're going too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I still have those 2 tickets on my phone that I need to transfer at some point to your buddies. So just let me. I did download it and got it all done, but I just you need to help me get that done. So anyway,
all you got to do is I've sent you his contact info, and you just need to.
I don't think you did, but I don't.
So anyway, on that note,
a lot of behind the scenes. See, you get a little behind. Oh, here's another thing I want to say too.
Click.
I'm going to bring it up one more time. Show here previously, we had the Pictures Alive people on our show, which
Scott
is a
and
great
Steve.
book.
Scott Davis and Steve Roney.
Yeah, Roney and Davis. Anyway, if we have somebody on our show and you purchase something or whatever, always, if you can, put in a little note saying that you did buy it from us or because you heard us on our show, because we had 2 of our friends. I know that we were told, and I'm sure there may be hopefully more, but 2 of our longtime listeners, you know who you are. They said that they purchased the book, and they did put in there that they heard it on our show, and I thought that was really nice. I'm like going,
yeah.
And then, like I said, if we draw you to do something, unless it's Ross Radley, don't fucking tell him shit. Actually, tell him, give me 2 fuck yous from me. But anyway, other than that, let the people know where you heard it from, because it does help us out. Because I want them to know that that they didn't, coming on our show didn't fall on deaf ears. So there you go. We should have been telling them that all along, but I never do. So I thought about it today.
Every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a nut.
These nuts.
He's
All
trying
right,
to find.
folks.
He's trying to
I
find
think
business.
this is a good place to end this week's episode. So
These nuts.
visit agentsofrock.com and check out our past episodes and social media links. And until next time, peace out.